Hey guys, Reyfar here, and today I'm going to talk about Heat 15 for a little bit here. I'm going to try and make this quick, mostly because I think I don't have enough RAM, and this is very choppy, which I just noticed now. And also, I wanted to put a little bit more effort and go into Fins a bit more, actually write notes, and yeah, so I figured I'll just do this for now and then do that sometime in the future. So Heat 15 recently came out during AC this year. It was July 5th to July 8th, so I think it debuted on the Saturday of that weekend. So it's been out for a couple months now. I've seen a little bit about it. There's lots of people that want it, obviously because of the really striking cover this time. I think definitely sells it. I think I'm not going to say it's the first, but it's probably one of the few covers that it's not necessarily reflected in any story. In the past few years, I think some of the earlier ones, oh yeah, obviously the first Heat had nothing to do with any story in it. But yeah. So in general, Heat 15 was actually really amazing. Oh, this looks really choppy. It was really, really amazing. Definitely. Oh, I don't know. It's this and the last year's one, Heat 14. It's definitely running pretty close for which one was better. I think I'd have to say last year's was better for like emotional impact, and I'm happy to say that there's no dark and dour stories this time around. I don't think there's anything that dark. Probably just Jaden's story is probably the darkest, and really it's not that dark. It's just guy's just a fucking dick. First story, Differential Quason was actually really cool. It's one of the few where like definitely the terrible animals art and illustrations go really well with the writing style of Stormkitty, which I thought I'd heard of before, but turns out I hadn't. There is a novel that they've written a few years ago that I do need to read because there's Fin in the back DarkEnd was talking about, and then when I looked them up, there was a bunch of people saying like, "Oh, this was so cool," and they've got a bunch of stories that relate to that. But yeah, so Differential Cases, I love that story. Ned's Ned the raccoon boy was really cool. I think mostly just his outfit was like a lot of fun. Who was the coyote? I thought he was the main wolf, and I got really excited there, but he's a coyote, and what was his name? Dylan. Yeah, he was really cool. Fran was a really, there's really strong characters in the story, and I really liked just the whole story in general. It was a really kind of nice change. It harkened a bit back to some of Reach's stories I've written and some of the stuff he delves in. But I really definitely liked just how well the illustrations went well with the text, and it was really good. That's my favorite about it. Next story is Elusion by G.M.Rader, illustrated by ACE. I am definitely more familiar with that artist these days. I see had a commission done by her I got last year. So this is some of the more prominent promo art that you've probably seen around the place. So this is G.M.Rader's first published story, and he did not go to Raw. Pretty cool guy. I've really enjoyed following him in the past few months. And I reckon the story is really strong. The wolf, the wolf character. What's his name? Right? Lance. That's it. I got a lot of strong vibes to do with Kami Hirasaki's Kenshin character from that's Seven Chakra, who was the wolf that was also meant to be augmented along with Arcade and Ilhion, but he died early on, and a mix of Boots. So I had those two wolves in my mind as I was just thinking of freaking Lance, and yeah, no, he was really cool. I'd really like to go back to those characters, because I think, if I did like it, but I think, at least in terms of my preferences, like there's a bit too much focus on the relationship between, what was the is he a fox or a coyote? I'm so bad with these the canine main character dude. Harrow. What, I can't remember his first name. Mr. Harrow. Keith Harrow. That's it. Yeah, and his relationship with Lance. Yeah, I wasn't too interested in it personally. I was more interested in Rady, and I guess some of the background to do with the corporate machinations, which really harkened back to Kismet, which I've been thinking about recently. And briefly, I will touch on. I was very miffed towards the end with Rady's character arc, who's like one of the side characters, the chief security officer for this station, and I was just like, what's your fucking plan? Like, yeah, you helped him, spoilers, you helped him, you're gonna get away, and like, what are you gonna do now? You're fucked, you lost your job, you lost your support, and like, you haven't fought this through, lady. Like, I'm all for helping people. Sometimes you need to look after yourself and tell them, like, nah, fuck your burgering romance. I need to look after myself. Like, throw the whole station under the bus. Like, I know he's all about doing what's right, but sometimes you gotta be pragmatic. But that's something I want to go into. Next up, we got the poem, The Fox Not Fucked by ThurstonHowl, illustrated by Coydle Coyote. This is a fucking poem. I really liked it. Took me a couple read-throughs to get my head around it, because I'm a dense motherfucker. The comic by Active Imagination by Black Teagan was just as cool as I imagined it, and I really loved it a lot. Just to really love her facial style and the expression she puts out of that. Well, it's pretty cool and hot too. The comic Active Imagination is a pretty fun, simple story about this guy, and he's having thinking sexy thoughts about these two animals, and then his lover's next to him, and they both like look at each other. Go, yeah. The next story, The Fairy's Tale by DarkEnd, was actually a lot more fun than I initially thought, because I generally don't like fantasy. When I see fairies, I'm like, oh god. But no, it definitely really grew on me, and generally the story, because it's typically a story that I'll probably just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna read that, I'll pass. I don't care about that. But no, it was, I gave it the benefit of the doubt because I was reading the entire anthology, so I had no excuse not to read it, and I thoroughly did enjoy it, so I guess I shouldn't trust my own judgment. Things I did, I really liked the narrative tone by Mab, the main character, and how that unfolded, and just a lot of fun and play that was done with the rules of, I guess, fairies in general, and that was really cool. When the twist at the end, I didn't see that coming. That's cool. Next up, we got the poem Torn by The Fairy's Tale had illustrations by the Tide Tigress, who I'm not familiar with. The name is familiar, but I think I'm getting confused with Poet Tigress, which I think is an author or writer. Next up, the poem Torn by Televassi, illustrated by Una, who did illustrations in Heat 13, the one with the raccoon, Candle's story, with the exotic dancer zebra, who had the hole in his wall. What was the title for that? I think it was Hole in the Wall or something. I think that was the title of it. I love the illustrations for that. I love the illustrations in this one too. This poem, my initial read through and what I got from it was completely wrong. And, or not completely wrong, I interpreted it differently. and then I had I said to Televassi, and I said, yeah, I got confused by the word fused, and then when I read it again, that word's not even in here. So it's, I don't know, it's very, what's the not something like, sounds like ergonomic, but it's totally not ergonomic. There's a word, something like that, where it grows on you, and it's kind of got its own mind or something, word like that. Where, yeah, it's just really, not engrossing, I don't know, some word. Yeah, it was this had its kind of mind of its own. Like, at least it was very. I wish I knew a word so I could fucking describe what I'm feeling. But yeah, that word and that feeling. Yeah, it was really interesting how, you know, I was reading it and thinking about it while I'm reading it and taking my own kind of interpretation from the text and kind of how well it kind of mixes with, well, mostly more, well, I guess that's some poems, is because, you know, it's a bit, and so you got to use your own knowledge to kind of interpret it. And so my knowledge and my kind of interpretation of what a classical centaur is obviously pretty different to the author Televassi's interpretation of what a centaur is. So when I think centaur, I think mean, beast, demonic, evil, tortured, and those strong words. Like, some of them were in the text. I'm pretty sure tortured is, but I could be wrong. Those words were stronger to me, and that's how I got the point of view in my head that, you know, it was like this cursed being who he was two halves, so a lower half of the horse and an upper half of a man, but they weren't fully entwined, like they were two separate entities that wanted two different desires. And well, you know, it was said there in the text it wasn't meant to be interpreted literally, but it was really cool if you do it like that. So I had a little, it was a very effective poem in ways, and it's definitely stuck with me. And the art was really cool. Next up we got the comic Together by RayFKM, and this is another one I was really excited for, and yeah, I was really glad without. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by some thumping up there. But no, it was really cool. I actually really loved it. I really want to see. Look, I know he does some comics on Twitter, and I want to look at his gallery and go for it, because I really do like his how good he does, like, just simple slice of life ones, like kind of windows into situations. Like, it's very sort of getting two characters mixed up because I just wasn't paying attention to the ears, because foxes, man, they look the same. Yeah, it was really, they do really effective work of they do really effective work of getting into these characters with really not much said at the start and getting into the thing. Yeah, and his artwork's amazing. I actually really like his style. It's really nice, crisp style. I actually really enjoy it. So yeah, the comic Together is pretty slice of life. One of these two female lovers coming back to their old studio apartment they used to run their old photography studio out of, and go through some photos that were there and reflecting back. Next story is Promise by TJMinde, illustrated by Spackard. Not familiar with the illustrator, that's one person I want to look up. TJMinde, I am starting to be fairly familiar with. I'm starting to pick up things in their style of writing. And yeah, I really like this one. It was more simple than I was thinking. It was gonna be a more complicated story. It was more simple than that. And the focus where I thought there was gonna be focus, the focus was kind of somewhere else. But what I really did love about it was how obviously what fucking instrument is it? Is it? It's not cello, is it? Oh. Yeah. So He, what was the rat? Yeah, Ace, the rat plays the cello. I was right. Yeah, so I really, actually, I'll show you that one. Where is it? I fucking love that illustration there of Ace. It's super cool. Yeah. So yeah, I really liked what TJMinde did with the cello playing and how he worked that into the text and worked it into, I guess, yeah, the last one. Yes, I'd say the last playing was Smutty. No, was it the second one? No, the second last one was Smutty Goodness, not the last one, because that was when he's at the wedding. Yeah, no, I was very I was pretty sympathetic with Ace, even though there's parts where I just like, but yeah, that's I might go into that when I talk about it in depth. But there was I was thinking recently, like I'm a bit less critical when I read characters where it's moping over. Oh no, they're not moping. They're still affected by things that happened years ago. Because you know it's like, oh well, I guess I can relate now, but still, so it's like, you know, just was. Oh, my nose is killing me. Next up, we got the poem Choosing by Utunu, illustrated by Autumn Sunrise. I'm really excited to see them back again, which I think, I was checking quick briefly in my notes the other day, and they did some of the more early issues of Heats, and they did a poem in there, I'm pretty sure, as well. Yeah, I really like Choosing. I need to spend more time with it. I'm a bit more familiar with, I guess, more Utunu's interests of painted wild dogs or African wild dogs. I'm not sure which one's the proper name for them, and how he likes he gets I know he gets a lot of commissions with those characters and that kind of setting, and I've read some other stories and some brief flash fiction to do with it. So yeah, I just more want to focus on that. Really, but it's a good poem. I quite liked it. It was fun. Remind me a bit of that comic that Carl Gold and Kamui did a couple of heats back with the star gods and the tribe. Oh, fuck, I can't remember the name, but I actually like that one. That was cool. Next up we got Every 9 Lives or So by Tenpei Okun. So I was looking at his signature and it said Tempo. Illustrated by Golden Druid, and no, I gotta show you this one. So Golden Druid did a fucking amazing job on this one. Yeah, I love this illustration. And that shirt, I still need to see if I can get at least a similar shirt. And maybe a cool leather jacket to go with it. And I can pretend to be, or not pretend to be, I am an immortal soul. Yeah, no, I absolutely love this story. It is amazing. For now, I'm going to cop out and just say, read it for yourself, experience how amazing it is, and take away what you want from it. Because I fucking loved it. It's definitely one of my all-time favorite stories. This play, it's up there with Rewind and the Hungry Caterpillar. He's just so hungry. But yeah, I will talk about it a bit more in the longer form one, because this was meant to be short. Dreams in the Sand. Oh yeah, Dreams in the Sand. Sorry, I was just looking at that title. Yeah, I love this. I actually really love this comic. When I first flipped through, I'm like, that looks complicated. Like, I don't know why, but it's a really nice art style. I actually really like oh my god, what was the artist? The work that Lorien did, aka Bagheera. That alias is familiar. I think I followed them on Twitter. I'm not 100% sure. But I really wanted to try and do some more reading into probably the inspiration where this comic come from. Sorry. Have a bit more of a deeper meaning. But actually, I really, really loved it. Like, it's really cool style. I'd love to see it in no, it's a lot of the details in the shading. Yeah. Yes, I reckon, yeah, there's another one of the really good reasons to pick up Heat 15 is for this comic. Because the two spirits, they're definitely unique as well. Like, I actually really like them. Like, they're mixes of animals, and they got a very kind of like a Eastern dragon kind of feel to them as well. Last up, we've got Pole Position, written by Jaden Drackus, illustrated by Mary Yistik. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I actually really growing to love her art. Well, really starting to know her art these days. That's a proper way to put it. Yeah, I really like Pole Position. There are some things I want to say. I think that's just because I'm more mentally comparing it to other things in the fandom. In terms of its structure, in terms of in terms of the structure of the story. The story as well is actually really cool. I got very. It's one of those ones where you know it's good because you got pretty involved with it, and you're very decisive with which characters you like and which characters you hate. And you get to the end of the story, and like, boy, you forgiving him? It's just, what a piece of shit. Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like, yeah, I was so happy to see he got in Heat, and I was really happy to read his story, and he definitely does deserve its place in Heat. And it did not end in a fiery car crash. It did not end as the way V8 Supercars, the video game, started. I can't remember what that's called overseas. I think it's like NACA or something. It's something in the UK years ago. And nor did it end like the Cars 3 trailers that were teased. I still need to see that. Like, I think it's some kind of passing the torch story, from what I've heard. But no, Pole Position was a great story between two Duke boys, their days driving. Yeah. So, they're a sweet couple. I actually quite liked them. Yeah, so, that was Heat 14. That was meant to be short. It does not look it. So you could pick up Heat 15 from Sofawolf. Third Planet has picked it up as a distributor, and I think I saw it on Rabbit Valley as well. I could... And I think I saw it on Rabbit Valley as well. I could be wrong. So, I've been Reyfar, and I'll catch you later.